One of the biggest questions I get from people watching my videos, and I really appreciate all the questions, comments, the likes, the dislikes, and the sharing of my videos, also all the subscribers to the channel. But one of the questions I get all the time is, what phone mount do you use? Well, I promised for years I was going to make a video on it, but just never got around to it. And the fact is, when I first made it, it just wasn't working the way it should. I'll show you how to do this. This is my phone case. I'll show you how to build that. I'll put links in the description for all these parts as well. I want to go more permanent, and that involves putting this RAM mount here. You could put it in the center, but again, I have a digital dash. My tachometer is digital in the center, and this phone case will hide it because I like running my phone vertical like this. You get to see more trail ahead when the phone is oriented like that. I just want to give this a little assembly here to see where the best mounting location is for that. And I think if I go like that, and the reason I'm pushing it back is I want to rest this against the dash right here so that it's not bouncing around. And that's the problem. If it's out like this, you'll get it bouncing. So if I rest it against the dash, my hope is that it will keep it from pivoting and rocking too much, but still allow me to get in here and tighten it down. I think that's good. I think if the windshield's on, it won't hit it. And then I just want to make sure that I'm not interfering with anything underneath as far as the headlight cords or wiring harnesses or anything like that. Just mark this with tape. It doesn't have to be pretty. I just want to know where. So that's marked. Pull this off. Then we're going to pop the dash out. Poke in there, and that just pries forward like that. The gauge. Set that aside so you don't break it. It looks like there's lots of clearance, so we can put screws in here without any issue of it hitting anything. So we're golden. So we're going to now drill this out here. I'm anal about my text being reading upright, so I'm going to set it like that. And then we're just going to drill in the 4 holes. I already know there's nothing underneath, so I'm not going to poke anything. And it's the same if you have a Rev Gen 4. This is a lid off of a Rev Gen 4, and you've got lots of areas to mount on the Rev Gen 4. No problem at all there either. This is the glove box lid. It just snaps off, slap on your RAM mount, and you're good to go. So we've got these 3/16 inch machine screws, stainless steel. I said it doesn't matter if it's a Gen 4. You just pop, it's even easier because you just pop that trunk lid off and put your RAM mount in. And now you've got a nice RAM mount for video cameras or anything else that you want to put on there. Clip the bottom in first, and then the top. Okay, so you have your RAM ball mounted to the dash, as we already seen. You take your case and you mount the other side to it, and it's just as easy as drilling through the back of the plastic mount and using bolts and nylock nuts to attach the ball to the case. And then what I've got is I printed this phone holder, and it uses the wireless charger from Nanami, and I'll put a link in the description below, that actually fits nicely in there and holds it, and it holds everything in place so your phone doesn't lose charge when you're out riding. The alternative is you could plug directly right into your phone to the power on the sled, but when you go to take the phone out of the case, you have to unplug it, and kind of awkward to do that. The wireless charger is a really easy solution because it's simple and quick to pull your phone out of the case if you need to. So what I did was I actually just took a little X-Acto knife and I slit the case here so this cord will pass through. You feed the wire through the case. The 3D printed phone cradle sits right there, and then we can plug in this wireless phone charger, and it fits right in the indent there. And the nice thing is, when this is charging wirelessly, it actually generates more heat. So it'll help keep your phone alive in the cold weather. Now that we have the wireless charger in place and the charger cradle, so whether you're using Ride Command or BRP Go like this, you can open up the app on your phone, place it into the holder, and just zip it closed. And you can see I have a protective case on the phone and it fits perfectly in there. Like that. Now, let's plug it in. You take the 2-inch RAM connector and you attach it to the both balls, and you just simply tighten the knob up. I like to run my phone vertical like this, but you can see here, once you get it in there, you can turn the phone and have it horizontal if you like that orientation better. I think you see more of the trails ahead by doing this. So once that's in there, we can take the USB end of this and plug it into the USB holder that's mounted on the snowmobile. And you can see when you start this thing up, now again, if you had a battery, it would be charging right away. In my case, where I have no battery, you need to be at about a 2000 RPM rev to get the phone to charge. Watch my oxygen helmet cord here. It'll actually light up when we hit that sweet spot. You can see it's lit up, there's power. There, the phone is charging. As long as you keep charged to the phone, you're A-okay. When we stop for a water on the trails, obviously there's no power running on my phone. So what I found was, on this snowmobile in particular, with no battery, the phone would die after it sat for half an hour just because of the cold weather. So what I do is I purchased an Anker battery pack like this one here, and I just plug the phone into the battery pack while I'm having a break or gone in for lunch if I leave my phone on the snowmobile, and you can see it'll charge it up right there. Now you can take a break, have your trail side fire, your phone stays nice and warm and charged, and it's ready to go. When you're ready to ride, you just simply unplug it, put that battery pack in your pocket, reconnect the phone to the USB, and you're ready to ride. And if you have any questions, just reach out and I will answer them. Biggest myth that there is about running your phone as a map on your dash is, A, what happens if an area that you are in doesn't have cell coverage? Well, all phones have built-in GPS, so as long as you open up the map and let's see, zoom out like this to the area that you are going to ride in, just let it load up. So I'm going to zoom in here, let's say. I'm going to let that load up, it'll show all the trails. Now, you don't need cell coverage because that map is in the phone cache right now, so all that data is stored within the map, so you do not need cell data. That's myth number one. Myth number two is cell phones are horrible in the cold. The battery will never stay charged and the phone will go out. That is somewhat true, but as long as you keep it plugged in, whether it's direct to the battery or whether it's through a wireless charger, the phone will stay warm and it will stay charged and it will not die on you. That you can see in all my videos. I rarely have a problem, and the only times I do is when I don't have the phone plugged in all the time. Worst case scenario is your phone will overheat, but in the winter time, that's usually not a problem. That's something I experience on the ATV when I use this setup. Myth number three is it will damage your phone's camera, all the vibration. I don't know whether that's true or not. I've heard on some motorcycles using a phone mounted to their dash that vibrations can harm the electronics in your cell phone, so heed it with warning. But I will tell you, I've been running this system for about 5 years. You can go back in all my old videos and you can see that is the hard and fast truth. This phone still takes video like it did the day that I got it. That may be a myth, that may be some truth, but it could be something that snowmobile's running smoother than a motorcycle does. I'm not sure, but personally, I've had no issues with it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing.